everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Last time out, it's the Chiefs going up against the Colts. Set for the call of this Week 8 matchup. Let's bring in our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome you to the heart of the Hoosier State in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. Play fake here on first down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn.
Partner, when you're playing cover two, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, in motion. Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. Brady to throw on second down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Right side, there's Decker. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 16 on the pickup, and that'll be good for a KC first down. Throwing on first down is Brady. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And now it's second down. And let's go through the starting defense for Indianapolis.
Cameron Hayward is a defensive lineman, but many of us, especially guys of my vintage, remember his father, Craig Ironhead Hayward, who was a running back. I think Cameron decided he'd rather hit people than be hit.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Wait, 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's brought down after a good gain. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
And we all know it's turned into a passing league in the NFL, but that doesn't mean people still don't like to run the football. When you run it that successfully, your offensive line is fired up. What they want to do each and every game is run block. Get out and smack some people. I would say go ahead and run it again.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They go play action here on 1st down. Finding time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Andrew Billings, the big rookie out of Baylor, in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. On 2nd down, here's Brady. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Lance Kendricks, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And some extras coming up on the line here, ready for the blitz. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught by Gates, left side. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
2nd down, Rivers. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Ready, go. 390. 2, 4, 4. Kill. Ready. 190.
A 1st down throw here for Rivers. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it'll give the Colts a 1st down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Watch twist. Gun.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. On 1st and 10, Rivers. Throw complete right side to Cooks. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
2nd down following the run.
All right, here we go. 390. Hey, Delta. 390. Here we go.
They will run again with Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after, and it brings up 4th down.
He's thrown 1 interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his 3rd catch here in the 1st quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. 7 yards remain now on 3rd down. From midfield, here's Brady. And he's got Decker, left side. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the last time out. They had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they tell their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
2nd down and 4.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Third down and 5. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
You certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
Rivers from the gun on third down. Right side catch. This is Gates. A gain of 8 and a first down.
Do you get the sense, Brandon, that people are trying to retire Antonio Gates? They keep thinking this is almost the end of the line, and then he keeps making catches like the one we just saw there.
He's the old reliable, you're right, just one of 9 players in the NFL with 100 or more touchdowns. Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's Rivers. And Cooks has it over the middle. He got 29 yards that time. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Defense maybe trying to guess the snap count there, and it cost them 5 yards. All right, so first down, 5 yards to go. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves them with a more standard second down. 5 yards left for the offense. It's second down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Floyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Riddick. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Brady throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
So many components go into a well-executed screen pass. You've got to sell. Offensive line's got to sell like they missed blocks, and then they move out, and they're out in front of the running back. He's got to sell that he's trying to block, and then he slips out into the route. The quarterback has to sell that maybe he's trying to throw it downfield. Instead, he slips it off to the running back, and when you get one set perfectly, you have to catch the ball, and that didn't happen on that play.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Brady. Wide open receiver complete. They got 29 yards there. Good enough for a Kansas City first down.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing? He was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch. A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
They go back to Reddick. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
3 yards left to grab here on 3rd down. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now the Chiefs bring on their field goal unit. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Carpenter knocks it through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Gates with a grab. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
Brief break in the action here. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. So the offense has it 1st and 10. A first down throw here for Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. DeForest Buckner, the first-round pick from Oregon, in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. Now a second down throw for Rivers. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on third down.
Pass situation.
To throw is Rivers. And that is incomplete. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Rivers on first down. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
Oftentimes, guys who do it really...
And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Rivers to throw it. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And that makes it 14-10. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line.
Coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the pass? Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now here comes Kansas City. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. I can hear the sigh of relief all the way up here. A dangerous throw, backed up in their own territory and throwing an out route, and it got jumped, and they were fortunate it was only batted down and not intercepted.
In his own end zone, it's Brady. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A gain of... And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. It's 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the offense. Back near his goal line. Here's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. And another timeout taken by the Colts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. He'll take it at the 42. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Rivers now from the 50. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they went big on 1st down. Proves unfruitful.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. 2nd down now after the incompletion. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And now here comes Kansas City. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So after the INT, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The final shot before half for Brady. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Riddick with a carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. Hey, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now Brady on the bootleg. To Decker over the middle. And he's brought down. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And his throw here's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Brady to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let this one go deep. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. And that's incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Taken in at the 11. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the 2nd half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Coleman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
When DeForest Buckner was at Oregon, for much of his career, the opposite defensive end from him was Eric Armstead. And everyone wondered about these 6'7" guys. Could they get the leverage? Could they get low enough to make plays in the run game? I think the question just got answered with that one. DeForest Buckner knows how to bend and shed blockers and get upfield. 3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's brought down after a good game. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Rivers on first down. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Throwing, Rivers. He's got Floyd on left. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Crosby puts it through, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So it's only 3 points on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And even though that stretches out the lead, Charles, I think you'd have to consider this a win for the defense, no?
Couldn't agree more, Brandon. That offense got themselves in prime position to really open up this ball game, but the drive stalled out. And yeah, 3 points is very easy to get back in today's NFL.
And now here comes Kansas City. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there.
He's got a man complete, and he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 36 yards.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it went for big yardage.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down. To give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They give it off here to the tight end. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They come out here in the eye. Here's Riddick. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Brady. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Carpenter now for the extra point. And he gets it to go, and we're all even. 17 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's a pickup of 19. And the Colts are going to have a first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Hey, Rick! All right, now, look at 56.
They go play action. Rivers. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Ready, 380. Check 3. Ready, go. 380.
Rivers now to throw, and he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Completes it over the middle to Floyd. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
High. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
After watching that play and result, I go back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator, Brandon, before the game and said, how are you going to move the ball running it against the #1 defense? He gave us no indication, didn't tip his hand at all, so we have to see how this unfolds as this game moves along.
So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know, the field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
And now here comes Kansas City, and they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive, but they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Now Brady. Caught right side. It's Snead. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it 2nd down. And quickly, they get to the line. Shift together here from the D-line. On the ground, it's Reddick. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. J.J. Watt there on the tackle for a loss. Of course, last year's Defensive Player of the Year.
And we love saying his name, don't we? J.J. Watt. How about all that production, too? 29 tackles for loss in 2015.
And second place only at 23. Now Brady being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Now, that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
Brady now to throw. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the 1st tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did. On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. And Rudolph has it left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Let's go. Wait, 20.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And 4th down coming up.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Brady got to have this one. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You can touchdown, Indianapolis. Kevin Coleman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
The intended target that time, Marcus Colston. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Time for a break. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Brady to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into...
It's caught inside the 25. They get 31 yards that time. And that'll be good for a KC first down.
Really good recognition of the offensive line of the blitz. They picked it up, allowed for more time to throw the ball deep downfield, and a big-time completion.
His throw caught right around the 6. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Here's Brady to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Second down following the incompletion. Now the first carry for Brandon Oliver. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up.
After last week, where he kept finding the end zone, what do you have, 2 touchdowns?
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert, then get that onside kick. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. A good pick up there of 20 yards. And they just acquired him a new ball carrier. What do you think of the acquisition?
I like it. Maybe not the big-time player, big-time impact you're looking for, but someone who wants to prove something and find a new home.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll toss it to Coleman. And he's brought down. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They come out here in the I. And the slot man goes in motion left. Coleman now. He finds some open field here. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. To throw is Brady. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You ever notice that when Tom Brady does get hit and drop to the ground, there's some guys back to him pretty quickly to check on his health, aren't there?
That's exactly right. For as much as he throws, doesn't take a lot of square shots, but took one there.
He's really smart in the pocket, isn't he? Even out of the pocket. He understands where the pressure is coming from. He senses people. You're exactly right. Doesn't take too many direct ones. But that one had to hurt. I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practice it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. To throw, it's Brady. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. The big fella. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.